Impact Wrestling's Slammiversary is this Sunday. And the reason I say Impact is because I know a lot of people over the years have been saying, when is TNA going to die? Or been chanting, die, TNA, die, or been wishing upon a star to have TNA finally die after 15 years. On a technicality, TNA is dead. But that is only because they have taken the name of Impact Wrestling, and Anthem has taken the name of Impact Wrestling. There's a lot to go over for TNA over the past few years now. Over the last, it feels like years, it's probably been months, almost a year maybe, since the last Slammiversary, the last Bound for Glory. There's a lot to go over. I mean, there's a lot of people missing from TNA now. For example, the Broken Hardys are gone. To which Anthem, who has now acquired TNA, it was originally, it was a race between Billy Corgan, Arlux. I'm trying to remember. I want to say the Fight Network. There was some other person as well. I know Jeff Jarrett was somewhere in there, but that was just because GFW was merged with them, which we'll get to in a second. Anthem, of course, who obviously won the war, the bidding war. By the way, Billy Corgan is also... There's a lot of departures. The Broken Hardys. Billy Corgan is gone. The last act as president, as far as I can remember, introducing the Grand Championship, which does not seem to be defended on this card so far. We will hopefully have an update on that. Maybe. I don't know. But, of course, Corgan now owns the National Wrestling Alliance, which, for those who are not, think the NWA is dead, it's been alive for a couple of years now. When I say it's been alive, it's been revived somewhat. The territory system, for the NWA at least, has grown a little bit. Probably not the prominence of the 80s and the 90s and the 70s and 60s of the NWA at its peak. But, it's there. The NWA will always be there regardless. And Billy Corgan is a part of that. Who else left? Bobby Roode left. Eric Young to be a part of Sanity. Gosh, who else? Probably some women in the Mae Young Classic. I don't remember. I don't have a full list of the people in the Mae Young Classic, to be honest, but I want to say Mia Yim, who we know from TNA as Jade. Jade also left. The most recent departures that I can remember are Al Snow, Gregory Helms, who was managing the X Division champion at the time, Trevor Lee, as part of the Helms dynasty, and who else left? I know someone else did, but I don't remember. Because a lot of these have been these not releases, technically releases, but departures from the company have been a lot of them, so it's hard to remember who all left the company. I know Cody Rhodes did, and we'll get to that in a little bit, because of the surroundings of what Slammiversary is. Brandy, I believe, is still there, though. Who else left? I mean, I know it's probably almost an entirely new roster. I don't know for sure. I don't know. But, a lot of people have left. A lot of people have come in. Mainly because of Jeff Jarrett bringing Global Force Wrestling into TNA once again. With that being said, Global Force Wrestling technically is also dead because it has merged with Impact Wrestling. And one thing about the Broken Hardys, though, there's been a lawsuit or battle of ownership of the Broken Gimmick. Anthem has been steadfast in wanting to own it, but what are you gonna do with it? They're not there. Senior Benjamin will not be there. Broken Reby will not be there. King Maxwell and their new son, I don't remember his name, but he could be a king as well, and that gimmick is not there. To the point of we've had fuck that Al chants. We've had delete chants. We've had, everything in TNA. and WWE for that matter. But you know, it's a weird situation. It's hard to remember all the stuff because TNA didn't really have pay-per-views. They have one-night only shows, but this is the only time we get to talk about them when they have like a Slammiversary or a Lockdown or a Bound for Glory or something that's supposed to be monumental for the company, but it's really not. They did finally do those India tours, though. I mean, it took them a few years, but they finally did them. Which reminds me, Dixie Carter, no longer in charge of the company. Thank God. Thank God. I mean, she's still in there some capacity, but Anthem is the majority owners, and Jeff Jarrett probably has a stake in it because, again, GFW is merged with Impact Wrestling, and I think that's about it. I don't remember who else left. I really don't. I feel bad about that. I know Jade did. I know Marty Bell did. Who else left? Fuck. Josh Barnett's probably not with the company anymore because he was there for a cup of coffee. Don't remember. I honestly don't. But let's go into the card here because a lot of these matches, at least 3 or 4 of them, are going to be matches for the GFW tag titles, GFW women's title, GFW global titles, as well as the Impact title, the Impact Knockouts, the Impact Tag Team. Because now they're not TNA, it's Impact Wrestling all the way. So their titles are not Impact Wrestling, and then insert the name of the title there. This will be first off, we have. I want to say this. I want to say this right. This is a fatal 4-way for the GFW and Impact Wrestling World Tag Titles. Of course, the Latin American Exchange own both of them, and it's going to be hard because some of these, depending on spoilers for Lucha Underground, I cannot say who is what champion. I can only go off the current weeks of Lucha Underground right now with that, because 2 Lucha Underground stars will be in this match. It is a fatal 4-way once again for the Impact and GFW tag titles. I don't know if they'll be unified. I know LAX holds both of them, but LAX has changed a lot since then. It is Ortiz and Santana. It's not Homicide or Hernandez. Homicide and not Vampiro, Conan are a part of LAX, but they're not competing, of course. They have these new guys, Ortiz and Santana. They've been impressive. I'll give them that. It's just weird seeing LAX being other people. I like Diamante, though. Diamante's been good for what they've done. But they face Drago, 1/3 of the Lucha Underground Trios champions. El Hijo de Fantasma as his partner. Marufuji, who I believe is the... we're actually going to cut this and go to another part, just so I can get this match in there.